Will 8 golems plus 8 earthquake spells equal Sweet 16? Or does this party end on a sour note? Welcome back, fellow Clashers, or if it's your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, things keep on getting crazier and crazier up in here. It is now time for 8 golems and 8 earthquake spells. It seems excessive, but it turns out this is quite an effective strategy. First, we were looking at Dunster 76 from Lost Phoenix, opening that giant path, and I'm sorry, I have no other words for it than gaping hole to the town hall. So many walls are down, it's almost like these bases just become one big enclosure, at least a large portion of it, and then the golems just roll in and they are going to distract absolutely every defense in the area, and that leaves very few wizards to clean up, but it really isn't that necessary to have any more. As you can see, it also helps, of course, to have powerful heroes. The king and the queen doing a lot of work, the queen in this case off after that lava hound, but again, she is not getting struck by any defenses because of all of those golems. And now as the golems part ways and start to head off towards the sides, you can see the king has gone after the town hall, the queen follows in behind, and those gangs of golems are eliminating any possible means of defense for the wings of this base, the left and the right side, and that leaves them extremely vulnerable to even one unit. Like you see, 1 or 2 wizards on the left. Would have been nice to have one more unit on the right, but you'll notice Dunn has 1 minion left, and that could become a critical minion. You see the golems now have finished off every single defensive structure in those enclosures and now are working their way through the walls. The heroes are both down. In fact, every single unit has been deployed except for that 1 remaining minion, and it turns out it's going to be a critical and heroic minion. Check out the right side of the screen as we fast forward this for a few seconds. You'll notice as the golem is just about to go down, there are 5 structures up there unprotected by any sort of defenses. Here comes the minion, Dunster already at 48%, just going to be the Dark Elixir drill for 50%, and that is the 2nd star. So a solid win from Dunster 76 against a slightly unusual base layout, but now we will turn to none other than Smiley Miles 24 against a base that is a little bit more typical of what we are seeing over and over and over again these days. I really feel like there's 2 primary base designs that are dominating Town Hall 10 right now. This one, what I would call more of an open layout and variations of it, and then of course the Nemesis base, but we will get to that in a minute. Let's watch Smiley Miles 24 move in with all of her golems, and yes, those 8 earthquake spells, again, opening up all of the walls and making that Town Hall enclosure one big driveway for those golems to roll on in and park themselves. The heroes moving in along with the very last golem, and you'll notice the queen is staying away from the lava hound, and that usually works out better for offensive raids. When she doesn't get distracted and spend all of that time trying to get it down, she can focus on more important tasks like getting into that rage spell. There she goes. She's finally into the edge of that rage spell. We'll start to take out some more of those structures as she inches ever closer to the town hall. The golems still distracting defenses, and they've got the barbarian king occupied while she riddles his back with arrows, puts him to sleep. Now she is on to the Inferno Tower, and once it's down, yes, it is a straight shot to the Town Hall. She still has her Royal Cloak, plenty of time, plenty of health to get the Town Hall out of the way, and you'll notice the Lava Hound is still up, working on those golems because the wizards have since fallen. So we're limited in the number of remaining units. It looks like mostly just golems and the Archer Queen, but 49% damage now. The Queen triggers a big bomb. There goes her Royal Cloak, and that is quickly past 50%. The Lava Hound finally falls, and it's too little too late for those lava pups. They are not going to do a thing as Smiley has already grabbed the 2nd star. So another solid victory with 8 golems, but here comes my favorite part of the episode, and that is when we face the Nemesis base. And with this attack, it may just be the Nemesis is the arch enemy of the Nemesis base. Yes, this army and spell composition seems to be ideal for taking down this kind of village setup. The golems moving in, and they've got an environment where walls are almost a non-factor. So they're going to move right in after those defenses. Out come the clan castle troops, but in comes the last of the golems and the attacking heroes. And I am going to go out on a limb here and say that this type of base setup is going to become less and less popular in the near future, especially at higher league levels. Now, Champion 1, 2, you might see it more often, but up in Titan League, when the attackers almost always have maxed heroes, I think that this base is just going to get wiped out by this type of attacking army composition, and so you may see it less and less. But for now, I've got units in the core, damage on the Town Hall, and Archer Queen still at full health because she's got those golems protecting her. She's working on some of the structures on the inside now, and this is pretty typical of how this attack goes. A lot of it does depend upon the luck of where those golems go later on in the battle. But around this point, you usually see the Archer Queen converging on that Town Hall. Even if that had been a single target Inferno, I think she still takes that Town Hall down. There's the first star, 46% damage. And again, big group of golems down towards the bottom of your screen. So it's just going to take a couple of cleanup units around the outside. An easy 50% for the second star. And as we fast forward through the remainder of this attack, as you can see, not even close as we get well beyond 60% before this attack wraps up. So I am feeling pretty good about my 64% 2-star win against the Nemesis base with 8 golems and 8 quake, and in rolls old Dr. Dollars with his own replay. Now he is at Champion 2, but he does have higher level heroes, a level 30 king, a level 35 queen, and there is the same pattern that we just saw, the golems moving in through those giant openings, the queen being deployed a little bit earlier than I dropped her, moving in right along with those golems, waiting a little bit longer on the king. And here they come, moving in towards the center of the village. There is that well-placed rage spell. Eventually, the heroes ought to get in there and start using it. There we go. And it's absolutely critical that the heroes use that. An enraged golem is pretty much always a waste. And the first Inferno Tower is down. The king straight to the Town Hall. And that Town Hall is down in a matter of seconds. So early on in this attack, the first star for the Town Hall will eventually... Okay, there we go. Iron Fist in hand finally gets that Town Hall down. So 42% damage. The Town Hall is history. And quickly now, you can see the Queen again being shielded by the golems. And that second Inferno Tower is just about to fall. And if it gets out of the way, things are going to look bad for this defender, because there's just not going to be many defenses left to stop this onslaught. You can see the defending Barbarian King is just going to bash endlessly against a golem that's in that enclosure. The Queen not even concerned about the King yet. She's working on storages. You've got a lone wizard on the left-hand side just picking off building after building after building. 77% damage. The Queen working on the clan castle, still completely ignoring the Barbarian King's presence right next to her. And as the golems converge on the last of the defenses, you can see just a couple of other cleanup units are all that are needed to take out those other structures. Now the defending king has gone after more golems, and that is going to be his end. A poison spell on that annoying king takes him out of the picture. The Queen working her way out that back door, and 89% damage. Looks like this attack is headed for, yes, 3 stars, as the Queen and the golems now are converging on those very last structures. And now for the first time, the Queen has pulled out in front of the golems, but it's going to be too little too late as the last cannon goes down. The last structure's about to fall. They're going to take a couple of extra seconds to get through one more wall to get to that very last builder's hut. And as it falls, that will mark a very impressive 3-star victory with 8 golems and 8 earthquake spells. So a bit out of character for Spencer, the barging champion, but nonetheless, I think all of these attacks showed that 8 golems and 8 earthquake spells can indeed be an effective and consistently winning strategy. Let me know if you guys give it a try. I'm always looking for other new and different attack strategies and army compositions. Thanks again for watching. As always, you guys, I appreciate every last one of you. Don't forget to watch my other episodes, like, comment, and subscribe for daily Clash of Clans uploads, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with more full attacks.
Galadon. Why do you call it doggy when it's Doge? Silly Galadon, always mispronunciating things.